So I started smoking marijuana when I was 12 years old.
Cigarettes. Started that at age 12. Then later on, it progressed to cocaine.
Started drinking, getting with girls.
When I didn't start doing cocaine until I was like 24 years old, and then it branched off into methamphetamine.
My parents were hardly ever there, but when they were there, they did a lot of drugs. So I grew up thinking drugs were all right.
Both my parents dabbled in drugs and stuff, especially my father. It was a known thing in the household that drugs were around.
I hit my first blunt at like 13.
I started realizing I had a problem and realized I needed to change.
I fell short due to my addiction, and it cost my family a lot. It cost me everything I had.
My parents told me about a better way. I didn't really know what it was. I was thinking it was gonna be like a few months. They showed me pictures and I was like, this is a nice looking place, I was like, okay.
I initially heard about A Better Way in prison, and I had came across the book.
I'm at Fulton County Jail. I'm sitting there looking at the TV, and behind me, some guys playing cards. And I hear one guy tell another guy, man, you need to go to A Better Way, man. It's a good program. So I called my lawyer back and told him I was open to A Better Way.
I heard about A Better Way back in 2020. I was looking at a significant amount of time, and I realized the only way I was gonna get out of that was to find me a rehab or find me something so that I could get help for my addiction.
I heard about A Better Way through my mother. She found out by another person that went through the program. I have family that lives close to here in Peachtree City, so they probably knew about A Better Way before I even got here.
While I'm pulling on the property A Better Way, I seen the pickleball court, the basketball court, the pool. I've seen it all online, but once you get here, like, this is gonna be pretty sweet.
All the brothers got together and when we was getting ready to eat. And they said, you mind us praying for you? Put our hands on you and pray for you. I said, yeah, I don't mind. So when they prayed for me, man, it just was a sense of relief, like I was home.
My first morning, I could barely sleep. Got up at like 4 o'clock, did my hygiene, kind of just waiting for whatever was gonna happen. I finally dozed off, and then at 4:45, Gerald come in there, flipped the light on, said, good morning, guys. And I was like, oh my God.
When a man comes to A Better Way, you can be overwhelmed, and you kind of are, but the brothers just really helped to ease my heart about the process that the Lord was taking me through.
Memory that's probably gonna stick with me the most is when they asked could they lay hands on me. I really did not know what that meant at that time, because I've never had no one pray for me.
My first day here at A Better Way, it felt so welcome, you feel like the ease here. There wasn't no animosity or everybody was real laid back and just happy to greet you.
I didn't even think I was gonna stay here the entire 18 months. Came here and I seen the White Houses, I seen all this nice stuff. I thought it was gonna be a rodeo.
So the structure here at Better Way, kind of really didn't have any problem with that, except when you have an 18-year-old trying to tell you to be reverent.
But when I got here, they were like, you can't have this, and you can't have that, and you can't wear a hat, and you got too many of this and too many of that.
It was tough. You had to have all your buttons buttoned.
The no talking to 8 was really the hard part.
I was written up over 67 times, spent most of my time in the senator's room.
Like being reverent till 8 o'clock in the morning, having to have my clothes a certain way.
My shoes gotta be in order, but my shoelaces can't touch the ground.
Write-ups, I think that's probably the #1 thing. I didn't understand the concept of that when I first got here. And I was like, what's this?
Now the brotherhood here at A Better Way is wonderful because everything is genuine.
Meeting people that I could trust, praying with guys, going to the altar with some guys. There was a couple of them that really helped me through the program. Like I wouldn't have made it without them.
I've experienced a brotherhood and a camaraderie like no other. It's really unexplainable.
If I didn't have those brothers, I probably wouldn't have made it. Brotherhood would be key.
Brotherhood, I've gained quite a few coming through the program. Sure, they're gonna carry out for probably the rest of my life.
The brotherhood here at A Better Way Ministries is absolutely fundamental to every aspect of what really works here at the ministry.
Unlike any other place I've ever been, it was nice to have somebody I could just go up to and talk to.
Probably one of the biggest reasons why I am here like today, because of the camaraderie and brotherhood. It pushes you to want to be better.
Hands down, the most love I've ever felt, family period, was here at A Better Way.
So us going to Florida was pretty exciting because I've never really done anything like that sober. Having devotions on the beach, listening to Brother John explain the baptism, watching the dolphins as Brother John speaks to you on the beach, swim behind him in the ocean.
And just the mention of going to Florida, just filled my heart with joy. Yeah, my Florida experience was a wonderful experience.
So needed, like I was so ready. All the people that I went to Florida with were like it was like the perfect group.
Just seeing the Lord in creation, the sun coming up, and maybe a few dolphins jumping, and being on the beach, sunrise, sunset, the stars, just the environment, the feel.
Beach was just so beautiful. Be able to spend time with Brother John.
I had a blast. I was so happy to actually be at that point that I had made it that far.
We'd circle all the chairs up around each other. We'd read the Bible and get to soak in a little time with Brother John.
To give you a chance to really kind of understand more about Brother John and the reason that he wanted to create a place for us to come so we could get our lives back on track.
Yeah, the Florida trip was really good. I approve of that. I approve of that 100%.
So as we walk in the waters of baptism, it was freezing. And I got to stand there with Brother John, Huron, and Brother Billy. I knew then that I'm finally going to be able to leave that old man behind.
When I went up under that water, I came out, it seemed like every burden that I ever had, every weight had been lifted up off me.
I got baptized and felt like I was actually doing something for God instead of just playing along with, the regular church scene.
The inward change in a man's life when he understands, to me it's a vision of the cross, that I was crucified with Christ. I went down into that grave and I came up into a resurrection life.
It was an awesome experience to get baptized by Brother John. I was able to leave the old self behind in the Gulf.
The ocean was a big deal to me. It meant way more than being baptized in somebody's pool or a baptismal or something to me.
I remember Brother John saying a prayer with us about just leaving it in the ocean. It felt different to have Brother John pray for me directly.
It was soul releasing.
I can choose my own path now. I don't have to be anything that anybody wants me to be.
So since day one, I've been in this ministry, God has always spoken to me.
God has restored it all back plus some. God giving me my family back and he adding to me.
I started seeing restoration in my family. I just started feeling closer to my parents than I had ever really felt before.
God has, through A Better Way, restored my family, kind of letting them see me in a different light.
Now it's different. People can see what the Lord has done in my life.
I have restoration in my family. I've been talking to my daughter.
I have an amazing outlook on the future, and I also have the tools to move forward in everyday life, and I can't look at anything but God.
God has restored my peace of mind, my hope, my family, my children.
God has definitely restored my whole life completely over.
Seems like all I could see was the struggle. Haunted by ghosts that lived in my past. Bound up in shackles of all my failures. Wondering how long is this gonna last? But when I heard you whisper, child, lift up your head, I remember, oh God, you're not done with me yet. And I am redeemed. You set me free. So I'll shake off these heavy chains and wipe away every stain. Now I'm not who I used to be, because I don't have to be the old man inside of me, 'cause his day is long dead and gone, because I've got
God done so much in my life as far as restoring me since I've been at a better way. Upon arriving at a better way, I quite didn't have my teeth in my mouth. My smile was all messed up, but thanks to Dr. Artie, God used him to be so kind and compassionate, to be able to fix my smile so now I can, and that's a blessing, praise be to God.